Hello, and welcome to our next webinar in a series of more technical type webinars that we're doing where we go beyond the sales fluff and dive into the nitty gritty of our solutions and products. Today's webinar topic is on our own ALE indoor geolocalization solutions, including LBS and asset tracking. The webinar is intended for our current customers, prospective customers, business partners, and even some of our internal folks we know jump on the line. We love to have anyone who's here. Thank you for joining us. My name's Deanne Corcoran, and I work on the Network Business Enablement team, and I'm your host for today. A couple housekeeping items. Of course, the call is being recorded. If you have any objections, you can disconnect. All lines are muted during the presentation. After the presentation, we take questions from the attendees. You're encouraged to post a written question at any time during the webinar via the questions tab in the webinar panel, and those questions will be addressed first during the Q&A period at the end. The presentation today is being shared live for those of you who have connected online, and you can also download a copy of the presentation from the handout section in the control panel. After the live webinar today, you get an email from GoToWebinar that will have a recording of today's webinar embedded within it for replay as many times as you'd like. And then you can contact me from that email if you'd like a copy of the PDF. So again, the topic for today's call is our ALE indoor geolocalization solutions. And our speaker today is Enrique Amaro, who's one of our network solution architects. Go ahead, Enrique.
Thank you, Diane, for your introduction. Hello, everyone that are attending this webinar. As Diane said, we're gonna go a little bit with through over our solutions, the location-based services solution and asset tracking. We'll talk a little bit about the technology and hardware that we use and how, but will be a light presentation just to know in this third webinar what are the solutions from Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise in the market for these two targets. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit I changed the presentation. You have 5 slides of vertical application, but we will present you a video. I think it's important to see by image where you can use the location-based service, wayfinding, geolocalization, asset tracking too, in which verticals. After we start with location-based service architecture and asset tracking, and in the final, how we can join both solutions with the same hardware, and some use cases, some ones are real cases that we sold on the market, just to learn a little bit how to deploy a solution and how you can scale with our hardware using both technologies, location-based service and asset tracking. So now we'll enter in the vertical applications. For that, I will start to run the video. Let's see if the sound will be good or not. Okay, let's start.
Business is always on the move, and in this fast-paced world, we need to get to where we're going fast and easy. Introducing Location-Based Services from Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise. It's like GPS, but indoors. No more getting lost, no more wasting time, offering huge benefits in your daily life. For you business operators, that means offering an improved and personalized customer experience that differentiates you from the competition by delivering customized services and increased profitability. For you end users, that means an improved quality of life, helping you get to where you need to go more efficiently, saving you time with less stress and confusion. All of this in the palm of your hand. LBS improves customer experience with wayfinding, so you can make it to your gate on time. Navigate through a maze of hallways to find your hotel room. Receive updates and directions to classroom changes at the university. and find your friend you are visiting at the hospital. LBS increases engagement with geo-notifications. Businesses can improve traffic and revenue by sending me notifications for special deals at nearby shops and restaurants, which also saves me time and money. And geofencing makes it easy to receive information about nearby attractions and exhibits. With asset tracking, companies can monitor and find equipment, improving organization and security. LBS also allows me to connect with business associates and friends. And access to analytics helps managers improve the efficiency of services we want and need. Efficiency, ease, and value. Find your way with location-based services from Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we see the slide.
Okay,
3.
so
Yep.
Okay, I was unmuted. Okay, so I think in this video you can see what verticals you can address with our location-based services asset tracking. So you can use wayfinding, geo-notification, geofencing, with in lots of verticals: transportation, healthcare, hospitality, smart cities. So you can use these features and powerful your business and the workflows with this technology. So that are technologies that are growing on our markets and have a comeback. So you can get the money that you invest in normally in year 2 years. You pay the investment because you can get all that return based on these technologies that we're going to see it where we can get that return. So we're going to start with LBS, location-based services, and what is embedded on this solution. So you can have geopositioning, you can have the service wayfinding, geofencing and geonotification, and you can get analytics from all the data collected from the field, the historical one, all the people use the local, concentrate in some areas, the time spent, if it's a return one. So with these analytics and information, you can improve your business, you can improve your workflows, and you can help. Help in terms of improvement of all the space and the security that you have on your environment. So these are the features. To have that features enabled, you need hardware and some software. If you see on the left, you can see that we have a smartphone. Here in location-based services, smartphone is the core of the solution. The smartphone, we're going to run here the SDK that will calculate the position based on the signals sent by the beacons that are spread in our environment, installed in ceilings and walls, that will send the Bluetooth signals that by triangulation, the smartphone with SDK will calculate the position that the person that are using the smartphone are in a 3D digital map, okay, that are installed too on the smartphone. In that smartphone, we have the client application that have our SDK and our map. So that application normally exists for the client, for transportation, hotel. So, but we in that application can call this LBS solution to have the wayfinding, geonotification, etc. Here, the core of the calculation of position, the accuracy, will increase the capacity of accuracy using the features that normally the modern smartphones have, like the compass, magnetometer, accelerometer, gyroscope, barometer, GPS. GPS is to use outdoor, okay? When you go out from an indoor area, the application can understand that and start GPS to have the same service outdoor. Indoor, we'll use our SDK and the features that are in the smartphone. With all together, we can have an accuracy of 3 to 1 meter based on the localization, correct localization of the beacons, okay? That information will be sent to the cloud, LBS cloud, that are in the data center, and you can access by web to that information and see and manage all the solution. If they are to see the graphics of the analytics, to see the position of persons if you have that feature enabled. You can manage all the beacons, you can see the states of the beacons, the batteries, etc. So is something that is the way that we work. And but in the next slide, you're going to see that the smartphone is the core for this solution. So you can have accuracy, scalability, and easy of use because you work in the cloud. So you can grow your solution and areas, just adding licenses that will improve the capacity in terms of area to the solution work. And you don't need to do anything on the data center because you'll be automatically no service to manage, etc. So these are the services that are available. Like I said, when you have a smartphone, you need the customer application that normally exists. If you don't exist, the partner will develop to you that have the advertisement, marketing, etc. from the client. You need a map and our SDK that will make the calculation. Okay. After you can send this software that we have will make the calculation and position on the map, but also will inform the cloud with the states of the beacons. This is very important because you don't need to go to the local to measure if the beacons, the batteries of the beacons are low, are reaching the final life. So every time the smartphone is informing the cloud about everything, not only the position, the analytics, but the state of the beacons. Okay, it's like that. So normally the smartphone is connected outside to the cloud by Wi-Fi, the existing wireless LAN, or 3G, 4G, and is updating with all the information that I said in the slide before. If the connection by Wi-Fi or 3G, 4G is stopped, the person that is managing the smartphone will continue to have everything. Okay, everything is configured, not only the map, but the calculation, but also the messages to the geo notification are here. Okay, so if you have something that cuts the communication to the cloud, the service will continue. This is very important for some verticals, transportation, or healthcare, for example. And when comebacks, okay, the information that was here and was waiting to be sent to the cloud will be sent, and everything will be updated. Okay, so this is the big difference from some of our competitors that use the cloud. Here in LBS, you make all the calculation here and not in the cloud. Okay, so some competitors use the signals and send the signals to the cloud. In the cloud, they make the calculation and after send again to the smartphone and position on the right local in the map. We don't do that. We do everything here. That's why we have a big advantage in terms of viability of the solution. So what we need the beacons to send the signals. That beacons will be installed in the walls and in the ceilings. We can use our Stellar access points that have the Bluetooth enabled here and can send the signals, or you can use the BLE USB dongles that can be inserted in any USB port for existing wireless LAN access points that have a USB port, or some smartphones that are fixed, or other equipments, to increase the accuracy. How much beacons and well positioned, how much accuracy the solution will work. Okay, we'll need the SDK and the map. We'll have APIs to talk with third party, and the management tools. Management tool, that is the LBS Cloud Manager, that we have the capacity to configure everything and see the status and analytics of the users of the application, of the beacons, etc. Or you can have in a smartphone LBS installer, that is the tool that will help on the field to install, to update, to reorganize in the map the beacons and calibrate. So it's very powerful, because with the smartphone we can do almost we have here in the Cloud Manager to configure the solution and the hardware. So it's very easy, and this is what can come in the solution. We need the hardware and the licenses. The licenses are based on the square meters, 100 square meters, and we have the basic license and the advanced license with analytics. So we can choose one, but based on area, you need the number of beacons and the number of license based on in the 100 square meters that you have. So you need to multiply, and that's it, how to code. So the value, you can localize, you have localization and wayfinding. You can have notification for some advertising if you are talking in a mall, in a shop, etc. This will enhance the user experience, so the customer will like better the local, will have all the information, will engage with the company that have this solution. You can get the analytics, see the concentration all over the day in the locals. You can see where the people stay more time, and in that space you can sell this space more expensive if you are talking in a mall, for example. You can see if is an existing client that of customer that come back, and you can advertise them and send some advertising that you have a coupon of discount, for example. This is very important to enhance and improve your business based on that. And okay, the boost revenue, you can use the promotions, the alerts, etc. Not only marketing but security, but here is where you can get more from the customer to invest in your business and see what are the promotion, etc. So that's why this solution can be paid by yourself. Okay. Let's now go to the asset tracking. Asset tracking is a little bit different. So here in asset tracking, what we want to deliver is the capability to localize assets or localize persons, people inside of a building. And for that, we'll use not a smartphone, but tags that will be attached to that devices or to people. If you are talking in a hospital, the people can be, that persons can be the doctors, can be the staff, can be a nurse that have a tag, a card tag in the chest, or you can have the tags in some assets like wheelchairs or laboratory equipment that can be moving from a room to another one. So what is the architecture that we need? Okay, here we need to have the capability to have gateways or access points that have BLE, but now that can receive the signals, BLE signals from the tags. Okay, these are the tags that we can install on the access for persons that use it. But if in LBS you are sending signals from the beacons and from the access points, here you need to have the capacity to receive them. Okay, so you receive the signals from the tags that are moving on your facilities. The gateways that can be access points or specific gateways will receive that signals and based on triangulation and the number of that gateways, we will have that signal sent to the OmniAccess Services Cloud Manager that is in the data center that will calculate here the position of the tags in a map that is here. Okay, so if in a smartphone everything was in a smartphone, here everything is running on the cloud. When you want to see the information in the cloud, you can access by web, or you can have the app on the smartphone where you can see everything on the cloud. You can see the map, localization, the filters, make filters to find the people, access, do the configuration. That's the way this works. The text will send signals from 2-3 seconds, so is almost real time, and you have a real time localization of the assets based on text. Okay, here are a real installation. What you need, if you have space, a room, you'll need the gateways. Okay, that gateways can be our Stellar access points that have that capability to receive the BLE signals, or specific gateways that we have to access tracking, and they need to be deployed on the space to at least the tag can see 3 or 4, but 3 at least, to make the triangulation to have a minimum of occurrence. Okay, so you have the access and the tags binding to them, and the tags when in movement, because they have an accelerometer, when in movement they will send signals that will be received by the gateways. Okay, when they are not moving, they don't send that signal, so we'll save a lot of battery of the tags. To have a better accuracy is not only dependent of the number and correct localization of the gateways. Okay, BLE gateways. We improve it and we installed the beacons. In here solution we call auto calibration beacons. These auto calibration beacons will be installed on the walls and will send to like the text signals to the gateways. And based on a comparison of the tag that are here and the beacons that are always fixed, we'll have an increase the accuracy from 7 to 5 to 3 meters, and near future to 2 meters based on this. This is why is the difference of Bluetooth against Wi-Fi that I explained in the past webinar. Here we can get a better accuracy using these tricks and this small hardware with a low cost, okay, without going to other technologies like ultra wideband with exciters that are too expensive. So here is what we do. After we send all these signals, the gateways or access points will send it through the wireless LAN or to the wired one to the cloud. And in the cloud, everything will be calculated and positioned on the map, and you can access by web or by your smartphone app to see all the information that are stored on the cloud, and you can get all the information about position, etc., if they are using or not equipment, etc. We're going to see a video. So the components are all in one. The hardware that you need are the access points or specific gateways, our Stellar access points, the ones that have the BLE to receive signals, or dedicated BLE that these gateways can be installed in a green field where we don't have anything from Stellar access points, or in a third-party solution that we have from other competitors wireless LAN. And the gateways will send to the cloud the information that are being received from auto calibration beacons and from the tags to the cloud. They will send by wired using a switch, or by wireless using an existing wireless LAN. Can be ours or can be third party. Okay, but to everything works, we can use as a gateway, a specific gateway, or our access points gateway that have that capability. The auto calibration beacons are beacons that are the same that we use in the other solution, the location-based services, and the tags. We are increasing the number of tags, and the different tags will appear this year and the beginning of next year. We have the card for persons. We have this one that we can have a bracelet or something to use on the equipment. and that's all. For management tools, you need to access to the cloud and have license based again by 100 square meters. And after we can access and do everything there to configure, to manage the devices, to bind the device to the tags, create geonotification areas to send alarms or send information by web or other program if you are in same area. But you can use access to the cloud manager by web or by the smartphone application. So you have that capability, and that's easy and is very scalable. You can grow, I think, infinitely your solution. You can add more sites, you can add more tags, and our data center will update it automatically without any configuration that you need. That will be do it automatically. You just need to install the license by 100 square meters that you use it on your area, and everything will work. And you just position the gateways and the auto calibration on the map with that configuration, and you can start to see the position of the tags. Of course, you have the analytics and statistics. This is something that is improving more and more. You're going to see where are the more used some tags. If you think in a hospital a wheelchair, you see where are the places that the wheelchairs are more required. So you can approach the room where the wheelchairs are, and you'll decrease the time to find one or to get one because you are near. So this kind of information will help and improve the workflows that you use in your business. This is the tag models. The one chosen staff and employees is a card, like a badge. You have a button that can be configurable. Today is not possible. In the future, it will be possible. Here you have the assets with that normally is attached to some equipments, wheelchairs, electronic equipments, etc. They have a temperature sensor. In some places, is important to have to send an alarm when a threshold is passed. We're gonna have this one in the final of the year that have a panic button. You can put a bracelet, and you can have a panic button. No, you have a button, but normally it can be a panic button or something that you need to advertise by the security person or by the patient that are using that. So it will be available soon, and we'll have another one as a bracelet, more simple, just to spread in the more people or kids in kids on hotels where the parents want to see where they are. They can use a bracelet with that tag, and in the application the parents can see the position, and if they walk away from a specific area that was configured, they can receive an alarm and see, okay, they are out of the area that I stipulate, so let's find them. I know where they are. So a lots of use cases that you can use with these tags, and we are improving the number of the tags just to improve also the use cases. So this is a specific one that are using that button here, the panic button. You can have the solution using LBS or the access tracking. Here with access tracking you have the panic button. Something happened in terms of security, or this is a hospital, hostile patient or a violent intruder create this situation. The staff click on the button, that button was sent to the cloud. We know where the position of the staff person based on the localization in the map. Automatically he can calculate where are the security person that are near the, in this case from the nurse, and will notify that security person to go there and help on the situation. This is a complex use case, but this is possible using all the technologies and APIs and the localization and map. Okay, just an example. We have a lot, and you know it based on the previous webinars. So what we can get with mobile application, you can have the localization of assets and people in real time. This is very powerful. You can access by web by your PC, but you can use the application. You can find people or assets. You can create groups of assets and see where they are the nearest one. You can see and classify and have some fields related to that assets, like availability, priority, etc. You can create that fields that are associated. You can install easily the tags on the real time on the field. If you have a rule share and you have the tag, you just configure and attach, and all the solution will be updated. So visualization, create groups, filters, and you can manage with the tool in terms of tags, if they are available or not, if you need to change, etc. Okay, let's run just a small video where you can see a better version, because I don't have the final one. I don't have the possibility to run the demo because the COVID that are in France. Let's see if it's running. And I will need sound, so I will speak. This is the application, and you can see all the assets and people that are in the floor. Okay, you can go and start and clicking and see the information that you have. In this case is a bed, and you have the fields that are customizable, the availability, the maintenance date, etc. You can create it, and you have extra information based on that. Okay, you can see how to create some filters and make some search. Let's go here. You have a lots of groups and class of equipment and stuff. Here you are trying to find Mr. Smith. He's a patient, so here you're gonna give a priority in terms of is vital or not, is the kind of disease he have or not. You can create that fields and associated not only to equipments but to people. Here you can have the filters that you can get the categories, and based on categories you can choose that categories. In this case are all monitors that are available on the floor. You have one, and here you are. So I'm going to use it, so I will put it unavailable to other persons that are using the application. Know that they are not, this is not available, so you need to get another one, another place, and you can continue to play with the filters, create categories, and so now the patient, and find the patient where they are. You have two, this example, and we can see the monitoring, and we can bind that monitoring to a patient. So this is something that is possible to do in this example that is healthcare. Okay, we have other verticals where you can use it, but this was a simple example what is the day-by-day in terms of the use of this application. I think you can see now the screen again.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's continue. Just try to, okay. And now, what differs in terms of architecture from LBS and asset tracking? I already explained they are different, but let's get back that information. So when you talk about location-based service, is a device-centric. The smartphone make all the calculation, have the map, and have the SDK to position on the map the localization that the smartphone are in each moment in real time. And with that information, he will send and update the LBS cloud. Okay, but LBS cloud is only just to receive that information, and you go after to get analytics or get extra information. But everything is working on the smartphone, and the person that have the smartphone will have in real time the position and can make the wayfinding, etc. So receiving from the BLE beacons, he can calculate everything. If and to remember, if the connection to the LBS cloud fails, everything continue to work. Okay, this is our location-based service that will have the wayfinding, geolocalization, geolocation, etc. OmniAccess Stellar Access Tracking is another solution, works in a different way. Okay, here is cloud-centric. The clouds make all the calculation that detects based on the signals that the text send to the gateways, and the gateways send to the cloud. And in the cloud, based on the engine localization that he have, you're going to position the text in the map that are also in the cloud. Okay. After you can access by web or a mobile application and do everything on the cloud via web or mobile application. Configuration, access provisioning, findings, the statistics, etc. So that are the two differences of both. But you can use the best thing, you can use the hardware on both. Okay, so this is the three cases. The two ones are real, that are customers that we have. So the advantage in Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise is not only the Bluetooth, but they use the same technology, but are the hardware and how we can combine them. Okay, in case one, we have the customer that's both the LBS and access tracking together. So for that, he buy the gateways, okay, he buy the beacons, and that will work in access tracking as auto calibration beacons too, and the tags, and that is the hardware, and after just buy the license, everything will work. Okay, so here you buy everything. In the second case, that was in European Court of Justice, you buy the LBS. The LBS to using wayfinding in the court to find the rooms where the people are. They have also a gallery with some bits of hearts and paints. And when you are near, you can get automatically information of that piece of hearts. So they buy first license, of course, but in terms of hardware, the beacons that works with the smartphone in location-based services, and they pretend to expand to access tracking. For that, they will need to have gateways and the tags, because the auto calibration beacons already exist. So this is a real case. The third case that we can have is okay, the customer start to buy access tracking solution before the LBS. So for access tracking solution, you'll need the gateways, the auto calibration beacons, and the tags. Okay, you deploy and you have the access tracking. If you want to migrate to expansion, to migrate to a location-based service, to have wayfinding, geolocation, etc., you just need the license, because the hardware are almost buy it. Okay, maybe you need to complement in some locals, but everything is here. So just the license by square meter, and you have the service, both access tracking and now the LBS. So it's very easy to work with Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise. You can use the same hardware in both solutions. Both solutions are using Bluetooth low energy, and the good thing is the Bluetooth have a good accuracy, better than the Wi-Fi today. Normally Wi-Fi can go from 10 to 7 meters based on the number of access points. With the Bluetooth and the auto calibration, we can go from 10, 7, 5, 3, 2 meters based on the position of the gateways and number, and the auto calibration beacons on the locals. Okay, that is the best choice, because we decrease the cost of the solution using this technology. We decrease the energy waste when in batteries, because Bluetooth is less less battery than Wi-Fi, and is less expensive when you need a better accuracy, because in Wi-Fi you need to add some exciters that use ultra wideband that are very expensive to reach near 1 meters, or sometimes less 1 meter. But in use cases that you need only 2 meters, we can do it, and with Bluetooth, with our solution, 3 meters. So it's easy. In Wi-Fi, you need to add other technology and make the solution very expensive. Again, both works on the cloud, and with that it will be more simple, and the scalability will be bigger than using other technologies that are based on premises. Okay, so this was my presentation. If you want to get more information, we have the 2 sites to go there, where you have the video and all the information, data sheets, and asset tracking too, where you have all the information, the text, how we can work, and some examples. So any question?
Actually, I don't have any questions currently on the question panel. I don't know if anybody on the line has something they would like to ask of Enrique. Oh, here comes one. Can the solution be configured for a multi-user location, like an airport where many airlines operate, having their own assets? The solution must be able to provide details for each airline independently. What a great question.
So in LBS, each smartphone is independently, so you can work independently. So you have multiple solutions if you use multiple smartphones. In asset tracking, if you are using text, you can have multiple people that are using the application with the profile that can only see, configure, or go, and each one can use it and find the equipments that want. So in parallel, you can have multiple access to the cloud. That is the big advantage. Okay, you can have multiple sites too. So I think that this is the answer. This is the big thing that we have: the scalability and the capacity to have multiple access and using to many people you want. Okay.
Okay. Hopefully that answered your question, Prakash. Any other questions on the line? No. I just wanted to mention this morning we had a couple questions about the BLE beacons and the tags. All data sheets are of course posted online, so you can get all the specifics on battery life, dimensions, everything else, if anyone's looking for that. So that's all, and thank you very much, Enrique, for your presentation.
Thank you to you, Diane, and thank you all to assist to this webinar.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.